In sports, you will often see different types of players. Some are there to win, while others just play for the money, but a tiny percentage of people are playing because of their sheer love of the sport. I am talking about Lamelo Ball of the Charlotte Hornets, a player who is playing a crucial role in redefining the NBA. Lamelo is out here treating the NBA like it's his personal playground, a pickup game at your local park where style points are as important as actual points. While the NBA has been veering dangerously close to becoming a soulless algorithm, Lamelo is rewriting the code. Unlike others, this man isn't inputting boring efficiency stats. He's feeding it wild crossovers, absurd one-legged threes, and passes so daring they'd make Jason Williams blush. If you haven't noticed, Lamelo's game is chaos personified, but the good kind, the spicy kind, the kind of chaos that makes you sit up, rewind the video, and ask, did he really just do that? In a league where players seem more concerned about their player efficiency rating and true shooting percentage than just balling out, Lamelo is a breath of fresh air. Scratch that. He's a hurricane blowing through the NBA's predictability. When he steps onto the court, defenders don't know whether to guard him or grab some popcorn. Many people say that Lamelo plays like he's got one AirPod in and a mixtape of &1 Streetball classics blasting in his ear. You know that one guy at the rec who's doing step back fadeaways, Euro steps into nowhere, and pulling from half court just because? Yeah, that's Lamelo, except he's doing it against the world's best players and making it look like child's play. Now, you might argue that there are much better players than Lamelo, and you can be right. Lamelo might not be the greatest out, but he's been successful in doing something that nobody has, bringing in a fresh energy, a new style of basketball. As you might be familiar, NBA has become a bit of a paint-by-numbers operation. Teams are obsessed with efficiency, chucking threes like their lives depend on it. Don't get me wrong, Steph Curry revolutionized the game, and we all love a good three-pointer, but when every game feels like a glorified math problem, fans start to tune out. Many people feel that the NBA has gotten a little too polished. It's like the league has turned into that friend who only orders salads and talks about their latest fitness tracker. Sure, the stats are better than ever, and the efficiency is off the charts, but where's the spice, the flavor? Lamelo is here to season that bland, data-driven casserole with a healthy dose of chaos. His style is a throwback to the courts you grew up playing on, where every game was part competition, part audition for who could pull off the craziest move. Except Lamelo doesn't just try those moves, he lands them on the best defenders of the NBA, like Giannis. It's like someone gave your high school buddy the keys to an NBA team and said, go wild. Lamelo approaches the game like it's a sandbox in recess. He's not here to color inside the lines. He's here to flip the whole page over and draw on the back. His threes aren't just threes, they're statements. Fading away on one leg against two defenders, why not? Lamelo is less concerned with efficiency and more interested in entertaining. And guess what? Fans are eating it up. It's almost like he's channeling the spirit of a Harlem Globetrotter and a local streetball king, merging finesse and audacity into one beautiful chaotic package. Sometimes it looks like he's not even taking the game seriously, but then you realize, oh wait, he just dropped 31 points on the league's best defenders, like it's a casual pickup game. Just take a look at how he humiliates his opponents. The best thing about him, he makes these unpredictable moves that end up being effortlessly successful, just like this one, where he kept everyone guessing his next move and ended up with a bang. Lamelo Ball is rewriting the book on how to be an NBA star, and honestly, it feels like he's doing it with a crayon, freestyle, on a napkin. The man is a magician on hardwood and the embodiment of playing for the love. It seems like he's here to remind us why we fell in love with basketball in the first place. With moves so unconventional, they could probably make a physics professor cry. Watching him is like watching an artist at work, except the paintbrush is a Spalding basketball, and the canvas is the stunned expressions of his opponents. Just look at his passing skills, nobody can even guess it, let alone defend him. If you thought Lamelo Ball's game was just flashy streetball tricks, think again, because the man is making a mockery of defenders who are supposed to be unbeatable. Look at Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak himself, a two-time MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and widely regarded as one of the most OP defenders in the league. You'd think someone of Giannis's caliber would make light work of a smaller player like Lamelo, but instead, he's finding himself in the spin cycle. Giannis is a one-man SWAT team, blocking shots, locking down entire offenses, and sending poor, unsuspecting players to the Shadow Realm on a nightly basis. Yet here comes Lamelo waltzing into the lane like he owns the joint, hitting floaters over Giannis like he's a neighborhood rec league dad trying to guard his kid. It's almost poetic, like watching David sling threes at Goliath, except David has a no-look pass up his sleeve and a step-back jumper that makes even the toughest defenders dizzy. That's the most surprising part. You could almost feel the confusion on Giannis's face as Lamelo kept dropping bucket after bucket. There's nothing more humbling for a 6'11 defensive juggernaut than getting cooked by a guy who plays like he's in a pickup game at Rucker Park. Now that's crazy. Every time Giannis thought he had Lamelo pinned down, he would just whip out another trick from his seemingly bottomless bag, whether it was a one-legged fadeaway three or an audacious lob that Giannis couldn't even contest. And don't get it twisted, this isn't some fluke. Lamelo isn't just putting up numbers against Giannis once and calling it a day. He's consistently clowning the Greek freak, turning him into a background character in Lamelo's highlight reel. Look at the irony here. Giannis is supposed to be the stopper, the guy who makes players second guess even stepping into the paint. But against Lamelo, he's just another name on the long list of defenders who have been embarrassed. Let's be honest, the NBA has become predictable. Everyone's jacking up threes, running the same pick and rolls, and grinding the creativity out of the game in the name of efficiency. It's like every team is reading the same boring textbook on how to win basketball games without excitement. Sure, the analytics guys are probably thrilled, but the fans? Not so much. And then there's Lamelo tossing that textbook out the window and replacing it with a Streetball mixtape. He's the guy at the cookout who shows up with a boombox, challenges everyone to a game, and leaves the court with everyone's respect and a plate of ribs. Now, let's discuss the NBA's obsession with rings. If you don't have a championship, you're nobody. It doesn't matter how many points you've scored, how many ankles you've broken, or how many fans you've brought to the game. Without a ring, you're just another name on the roster. Charles Barkley, one of the greatest to ever lace them up, has been clowned for decades for not winning a championship.
It's over. I can't do it anymore. I achieved greatness. Shaq, you know what that feels like.
Yes,
Kenny, I know you know what that feels.
Yes.
I'm stop it right there. Stop right there.
In a world like this, Lamelo's "I just love to hoop" style feels almost rebellious. He's out here dropping 31 points a game, second only to Giannis, and he's doing it while making NBA defenders look like high school players. Prime LeBron, KD, Steph. Lamelo's numbers are flirting with that level of greatness. The difference? He's making it look fun. Fans are already declaring Lamelo the most entertaining player to watch in the league, and it's hard to argue. One minute he's casually pulling up for a one-legged fadeaway three, and the next he's throwing cross-court lasers so precise that they'd make Aaron Rodgers jealous. Lamelo's playstyle isn't just unique, it's otherworldly. One fan put it best: "I've never seen anyone that plays like him," and that's the magic of Lamelo Ball. He doesn't just play basketball, he reinvents it every time he touches the ball. You can't predict what he'll do next, because even he probably doesn't know. He's like a jazz musician, improvising in the moment, breaking all the rules, and creating something so beautiful and chaotic you can't help but watch in awe. The NBA is a league of stars, but let's face it, even stars can become predictable. Steph Curry is still amazing, Luka is mesmerizing, and Kyrie Irving is box office. But Lamelo is different. His game feels fresh, almost rebellious, like he's out here breaking the fourth wall of basketball. He's not just playing, he's performing, and fans love a good performance. Lamelo's game has that X factor that makes you want to tune in, even if you don't care who wins. He's a showman in a league that desperately needs more showmen. Another part of Lamelo's appeal is that he's relatable. Sure, he's a millionaire NBA player with freakish talent, but his game feels like something you could see at your local park. It's scrappy, creative, and just a little bit chaotic. He's the guy pulling off moves you'd try in a game of horse, except he's doing it against NBA defenders. For fans, that's huge. Basketball isn't just about stats and wins, it's about feeling. It's about that moment when someone does something so ridiculous, so audacious, that you can't help but cheer. Lamelo brings that feeling every single game. If the NBA is smart, it'll lean into what Lamelo is bringing to the table. He's not just a player, he's a movement. A reminder that basketball is supposed to be fun, that it's okay to be a little unconventional, a little flashy, a little different. Lamelo Ball might not win a championship this year, but he's already won the hearts of fans, and in a league that sometimes feels more like a business than a game, that's worth its weight in gold. So here's to Lamelo, the AirPod wearing, one-footed, three draining, street streetball turned NBA superstar we didn't know we needed. Keep cooking, young king. The league and the fans are better for it. What do you think? Is he really changing the sport for the better? Or is it all just a fluke? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.